Hey guys, hope you're doing well. It's Tim Hills here from Hills Media. Today we are going to be talking about and reviewing the Olympus 12-40 f2.8 lens. Without any further delay, let's get into it. Alright guys, so the Olympus 12-40 f2.8 Pro with the 62mm diameter has a solid feel to it. It's an all-metal construction, it's splash-proof, dust-proof, freeze-proof. It is weather-sealed and it has a rubber gasket on the lens to seal against the body nice and tight. The lens weighs 380 grams compared to the Lumix 12-60 f3.5 to 5.5, which weighs in at 70 grams, but this is consisting of a plastic body where this is an all-metal construction. This lens creates great bokeh, and in daylight portrait photography especially, it creates a nice even background blur. I have the f-stop range of 2.8 to 22, and I find that that is more than enough for my use and for what I'm using it for with videography as well and photography and all that kind of thing within daylight and nighttime conditions. That's plenty. So yeah, it just creates a nice even blur in the background, which is nice, and when you're doing landscape photography as well, it's also great for that use. This lens does have a standard zoom ring, but it does go anti-clockwise for zooming in and clockwise to zoom back out. It did take a little bit to get used to, with most other lenses being the other way around, but after a few sessions with the lens, you start to get used to this. The Olympus lens does come with a lens hood. I use it from time to time, but it's just something I usually carry around in my bag, and yeah, very rarely gets used. It is a little tricky to get on, but it does click in, which is great. So it stays on there nice and tight, nice and firm, and it's got these little buttons on the side you just push in to release it, and then it comes off. So easy as that. This lens does also have a extra function button on it, just there. Unfortunately on the G85 this doesn't work. It's just the way that the lens has been designed. However, the function button does work on most other cameras. Just do your research on your camera with this lens for its compatibility and if that will work or won't work. This lens does work great in low light, and like I said earlier, this has become my go-to lens, especially for band videography, as it provides a clear and crisp picture even when the ISO of the camera is bumped up a fair bit. It just captures like some great lens flare as well and some nice colours from the environment that you're shooting in. It's just worked really well, especially going from the Lumix. It's just, yeah, fantastic lens for videography in nighttime conditions with bands and even other things like street shooting, street photography. It's just, yeah, fantastic in low light. It's just an all-around good lens for different applications. Yeah, landscape, portrait, nighttime use, daylight use, up close. Even with some macro stuff, it's working really well. So yeah, highly recommend it for an all-round lens. Like, I'm finding that I'm not taking it off my camera at all. It's just been the go-to lens for so long now. The Olympus 12-40 does have a manual focus ring, but it can also be used in autofocus mode. The focus ring has a clutch function that lets you alternate between the two settings. It can catch you out from time to time and has you thinking like, why is this lens not focusing? But after a few shoots, you learn not to panic so much and to check the focus ring. Sliding the ring towards the body enables the manual focus, and with sliding the focus ring away from the camera body, it enables the autofocus. I find it great that it's got this feature as you can switch between it like really quickly. So if you really need to capture a shot and you just can't autofocus it, just switch over and it's ready to go. Another thing to mention with the Lumix G85 and the Olympus 12-40 is that the Lumix G85 is a micro four thirds camera, and this means that instead of the lens being a true 12 to 40, it ends up being a 24 to 80. I don't have a problem with this, as I can get further away from the subject if I need, and I can still zoom in a fair way from a distance. But I think if you need to zoom in too far to get the shot, just take a few steps forward, or if you find you're zooming in quite often from a greater distance, maybe search for a different lens that suits your needs. Alright guys, there's probably a few things that I have missed about this lens. If you have any questions, just comment them below and I'll do my best to get to them. If you've used the Olympus 12 to 40, I'd love to know what your experiences are with it. I'd love to have a chat with you and know what your thoughts are, and just comment below and we'll have a chat. So that wraps up the video on the review of the Olympus 12 to 40 f2.8. If you guys like this video and would like to see more videos like this, along with some other content as well, please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers! Using how it's being used in Europe. So the